Guys, we're on the road to 1K. Thanks for all the likes and shares y'all have been giving me. So, I usually don't play games like this, but Ancestors Humankind kinda had a grip on me. As soon as I loaded the game, it gladly shows that there's death all around. Once you're loaded in, you start off with the tutorial. It starts you off getting attacked and your baby gets separated. Then you switch to another character and make your way to locate the baby. After you're done with that, the world opens up to you, and you're free to go anywhere that you like. This game actually surprised me, and the way you learn and interact with things always felt rewarding. Let's talk about the story. So when you first load up the game, it puts you in your camp that's located pretty high up the jungle. You're then introduced to your other clan members. After that, you're left with the task of surviving and evolving through the years. The story is a pretty straightforward type of story, but I was actually glad that it was this simple. That means that all I had to do was learn, survive, and evolve. That actually made me enjoy the game more, and by the time I got really far into the game, I had felt something for my clan and the hardships that I had to face to get to another place to settle down and call home. Let's talk about the world. Odyssey's world felt great, and I loved the many different biomes they had. The one thing I loved the most was how open from the start it was. I can literally go anywhere, and the world was massive. When you start, you're in the jungle, and you can swing from tree to tree and get away from danger faster. But if you keep traveling down a bit further, the biomes begin to change, and traveling around now means that you have to travel on the ground, where it's way more dangerous and you have higher risk of being attacked by a tiger and many other creatures. I really liked how they had so many different places for you to settle your camp at. So I was always looking for the best location that had all the necessities I need to keep my camp alive. And when you get further in the game, you'll start seeing meteors falling out the sky, and battling with different elements, and learning all the things that you need to so that you can survive. Let's talk about the gameplay. So the way this game works is anytime you pick up anything, you need to inspect it first. After you inspect it, you learn what that item is and gain some EXP that helps you when you get to the evolution stage. They have a skill tree in this game, so when you gain the EXP, you get to use it on skills and traits to help you survive. So since the game doesn't tell you anything, I highly recommend taking your time and learning as much as you can from the skill tree. The best way to do that is to lock your skills and jump time 15 years. So the way it works is the amount of babies you have in your clan is the amount of points you have to lock your abilities. So if you have 4 kids, you can lock 4 skills. Then skip 15 years and your next generation will carry those traits over, and you no longer need to unlock them in the skill tree. So the more kids you have, the better. Now, the way you unlock skills in the skill tree depends on what you do in the world. If you stand up more, you'll learn to be bipedal. Early in the game, you get a skill that lets you use both hands, and paired with the skill that your clan follows everything that you do, is one of the most satisfying things I've done in a game in a while. So, if I pick up a stone, I tell the others to do the same, and when I make a weapon, they all can make one too, which saves so much time. And now all of your clan is well equipped to fight. And since what you do in the world gives you EXP and unlocks traits, it's good to use your awareness more. And when you do, you'll learn to detect things faster, which comes in handy when you go to a new location, especially since the game has this fear mechanic when you're in a new location. I found it easier to just use your awareness to locate items. After a couple seconds, there'll be a light that guides you to conquer your fear. Let's talk about the combat. So, combat's a little weird. You can't just go around and attack as you would think that you could. No, instead it's like an active time button prompt. In fact, the whole game is pretty much like that. So the game has this thing where you have to pretty much press the button at the right time when the screen blinks and you hear this noise. So you're basically on the defense the whole time waiting for an animal to attack you. And since your stick breaks after one use, combat felt like something I needed to avoid if I wanted to stay alive. Well, that was at least in the early parts of the game. Because later on, you get things that don't break as fast and you could take down a lot of enemies. I also suggest traveling with your clan at all times. It makes combat great. Plus, when you get to a new location, you don't have to walk back to your settlement and grab your clan to walk all the way back there again. Now, I know I've had a lot of good things to say about the game, but this brings me to everybody's favorite part. Let's talk about the cons. So my first gripe with this game is a small one, but the skill tree. The skill tree was so confusing at first. After a while, you start to understand it, but holy crap was it confusing. They really could have made it a lot simpler and looked a lot better. My second complaint is another small one, but the fear system. It happens way too much, and at first it was cool, but after a while it gets really annoying. When all you're trying to do is just explore, but every time you hit a new area, I have to deal with him being in fear. My third complaint is the combat. I actually wish they would have let you have full control of the combat instead of just a button press. After the 90th time getting attacked, it got kind of stale. I really love this game, as you can tell, and it took me by surprise. From swinging on vines to taking down tigers, I give Humankind Odyssey a 9 out of 10. This game was one for the books, y'all, and I highly recommend it. Let me know down in the comments below, have you played this game and do you like it or do you hate it? And also, join the Discord. The link is in the description below. Let's grow our community, y'all.